I'm going to have an inbox preview look at this kit here, which is the Esci 148 scale at McDonnell-Douglas A-4M Skyhawk. It's actually quite interesting how they've written McDonnell-Douglas on here, how they have such a space between the MC. It's kind of interesting, but here's our really nice artwork on here of the Israeli A4. And I'm not seeing the kit number on there, so we'll go around the box. It's showing us some other subjects, an A10, an F104, and an A7. And on this side, okay, our kit number is going to be 4016. And we'll flip it around, and they just basically, the box is just giving us details of some other aircraft like the Tornado and the Starfighter and a Mirage on the side. So really no information there, but we'll open it up and we'll have a look. It doesn't also refer to the Skyhawk as being a Israeli one other than just the artwork here, and it doesn't show us like the roundels on the side or anything to see what variants we're getting or anything. So we'll have a look. And we'll start with the instructions. Okay, so the decals are in here. So set them over there. We have like the fold-out poster here. And there's a Marines aircraft on the front there. And it gives us some information on the aircraft here. And then we go right into the build, which looks really this cockpit looks really basic. We'll have to see it on the sprue, but like it looks like it's just like blocks in there. So we'll move on. There isn't a whole heck of a lot you can see in an A4 anyways if you have the canopy closed on it. Anyways, it's very small. So here's our going into the fuselage, and then our wings here. So it looks like there's quite a bit of detail to the wings and our landing gear. You have to cut the doors if you want them open. And more parts there being fitted. And so it looks like you could make this a different variant without the hump on the back. You could just leave it off. It's just sort of scabbed on there. And yeah, so it's got the, it's telling us here the alternate part here for the A4N. And here's more details. And then it's showing us our canopies. I guess we can't have an open canopy. And it's giving us the A4M. So you'll have to pay attention to the instruction sheets for the versions that you're doing. Here's our weapons, and then it's showing us fitting the various weapons on here. And we'll go to our subjects. So you've got a Marine Corps Tomcats aircraft from 1978, which is pretty late aircraft. Another one from Black Sheep, and I think Black Sheep flew Harriers after the A4s, but that's Japan 1977. So those aircraft are like not really wartime aircraft. And then we have an Israeli subject here from the Golan Heights in 1973, which is a really cool subject. I'm not seeing, it's not referring to what these aircraft are, like whether it's an M or an N. It's not really telling us on here. I'm assuming the Marine Corps ones would be M and then the Israeli ones an N. I'm not really sure. I'm not that familiar with Skyhawks. And then we have another subject here, or this must be, so yeah, you're getting one Israeli and two Marine Corps subjects in here. Would have been nice to know that on the box, but anyways, it's there. And we'll have a look at our decals here. They actually look pretty nice. Like I say it almost in all my videos, like they're very old decals, so whether they're usable or not, I can't really say. They look pretty nice, like they're very sharp and everything, but I don't know if they would survive. And naturally, you're going to need these for the cockpit. And interesting there, the little Tomcat guy. Because the colors look excellent in these. The black sheep subject. The Israeli one, I find these to be pretty dark. Like, I've had other Esci kits the same where the Star of David is, like, it's too dark. It should have a little tint of blue in it, I believe. I don't think they had, like, these look, I mean, they pretty much look black. I'm not sure how it will show on camera, but they almost look black. So someone who knows Israeli aircraft will know whether that's correct or not. Also, they'll know the squadron. I'm not sure what it is. It just said that this was a aircraft that obviously flew over the Golan Heights. And we will open up our sprues now. So one piece has fallen off of there, but it's so old it doesn't really matter. So we have our spine tank there and a refueling probe. I guess these are a gun, some kind of a different gun on there. And the aircraft looks all recessed. They're kind of heavy. The panel lines are kind of heavy, but actually they're not too bad. Let's see here. It's actually quite detailed, and there's like pieces like this that they've paid, like this piece here kind of it kind of bulges out. I'm not sure how well it'll show up, but it bulges out. That's really nice detail on there. And the air brake here isn't you can't open it, which is fine. It does have a weird sort of texture to it, which is I'm sure it's just something about the mold, where it has it's almost got a rough texture, so it would need a sand down before you paint it. And here's the other side. And they've got like some aerials here molded on, which I really like when they do that. So then you don't have to put them on later. And here's our tail. Like, that looks excellent. The detail that they've put in there. They paid good attention to it. Obviously nothing's going to be on the inside here. And we'll move on to the wings. The wings have, like, these are raised, these pieces here. And then these little, very, very delicate little, like, splitters on here. Just, it's nice, but I don't know why they chose to raise these things. That's kind of strange. I don't even know what the reasoning is, why the Skyhawks have those. It's a very distinctive piece. And then here's where our brake should cover. And then these are our gear here that we're going to have to cut open. Which is interesting also because I believe there should be a seam here where they meet, and it's actually not in there. And then we'll look at our lower wing. Very nice detail inside the gear well there. And raised rivets on here, and these lines are raised. So this is really a like a mismatch of raised and recessed, but at least they put these on the bottom there. And our tail planes, raised rivets on those, and raised detail there. And we'll flip it around. Oh, there's detail under the forward slats there. There's quite a bit of detail in there. I'm guessing that's correct to have those, but you would never see it anyways. There's a little tiny burner can here. And the gear. Yeah, the wheel wells look, like the gear wells look really detailed. Same with the inside of the landing gear. And here's the wings. How they will plug into this. So that looks alright. It's kind of strange that they would do what they did, having the fuselage basically recessed and the wings are basically raised. I wonder why they chose to do it that way. And then we'll look at the canopy last. And then here's our drop tanks. Drop tanks look really good, but they have that weird texture on them again. But they look actually quite detailed. You can see the fins there. And then here's our, like, just, I mean, it's there's almost no cockpit in this aircraft. You'll see something in there because of the seat, but really there's nothing. This will either need a cockpit, or you don't have the option of leaving a canopy open anyways, so it's not a big deal. You really won't see anything in there. And so here's our mirror rack here, and it's like pre-attached to its pylon, which is kind of nice. And here's our landing gear and our bombs. The bombs look alright. They look pretty close to the proper shape. And the rocket pods here, you could, I'm sure you can see it on camera. It's not like a metallic plastic. It's rough. That's what this, like, it actually looks like it's metallic, and it's just rough. And then here's our pylons. The pylons look pretty excellent, the detail on there. Our wheels. We'll flip it around. And you have like a plug for the wheel. So that, it looks alright. Oh, I forgot our glass here. The glass seems to have the right shape, like it has the right bend in it, but it's kind of thick. You kind of probably want that for this kit, because if you build it, you'll need to do something with the cockpit. I'm kind of disappointed in that. And this canopy, I wonder if it's been pinched or something. It seems to be really, really narrow, this canopy. The front piece seems alright. Just this piece here, it seems to be really narrow. I don't know, but it's kind of a weird kit. Like it has both raised and recessed panel lines, so I don't know if I would recommend this or not. It looks buildable and the shape looks correct and everything, and it might be a really easy build, but it's really hard for if you're going to do washes and things, because you're going to have to do a wash separately for both raised and recessed details. So anyways, I don't know if I would recommend it, but it looks like an alright kit as far as the aircraft, the actual shape of the aircraft is concerned. So this is the Esci 148 scale McDonnell-Douglas A-4M Skyhawk. Thank you for watching.